What's up, everyone? This is Pooka, and welcome to another edition of Bad Deck Monday, where we're going to use a pretty interesting deck and see if this unusual concept can, at least provide us with some fun. Maybe we'll get a win, maybe not, but the important thing is to be creative and try some stuff out. So, we're going to focus on something that probably will never be competitive in this video, and that's going to be Chesnaught. So, Chesnaught has the ability Spiky Shield. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon and is damaged by an opponent's attack, put 3 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. So, basically, we're going to put Chesnaught in the active spot and have him just take hits. That's the idea. And when he takes hits, the opponent will take damage. And it has a nice beefy 160 HP. That's a pretty, substantial amount. That is a lot. Most Pokemon cannot knock this out in one hit, so it's going to take a few hits, and every time it does take a hit, Spiky Shield is going to hit him right back. So we're going to focus on getting this guy into play, plopping him in the active spot, and hitting our opponent back every time it gets hit. Now, unfortunately, it's attack touchdown, which is pretty funny. Apparently, Chesnaught plays football. I could see that. He's pretty big Pokemon. Anyway, it takes 4 energy, and that's not very good. So, we are going to use a different Pokemon to attack in this deck, and that's going to be this Ninjask here, which I have used a few times in the past. It's got the attack Night Slash 60, and then you can switch with one of your bench Pokemon. So the idea, we use Night Slash for 60, and then switch into Chesnaught, who can then damage the opponent further. And Ninjask only has 60 HP, so we need to protect him on the bench. And just put Chesnaught in the active spot. Pretty simple idea. We'll see if it actually works, but I don't know. That's another story. Alright, so we want to be able to put different tools on Chesnaught. Number 1 is going to be Rock Guard. This is going to be our A spec. So if we have Rock Guard on our Chesnaught, the attacking Pokemon doesn't just take 3 damage counters, it takes 9 damage counters between Spiky Shield and Rock Guard. So they take 90 just for attacking into Chesnaught. That's actually pretty funny. We also have one Rocky Helmet we can use. Another damaging tool. If we have Rocky Helmet on Chesnaught, they take 5 damage counters instead of 3. So pretty substantial damage. And then we're going to run a Hard Charm as well. Just in some situations where Chesnaught would be able to survive by taking 20 less damage, seems pretty good. So we got those 3 tools that we might put on Chesnaught, and we also have Muscle Band that we can put on Ninjask to do 20 extra damage, or against Pokemon EX we can use Silver Bangle to do 30 extra damage. But we can't put 2 tools on a Pokemon unless it's that Sigilyph with the Toolbox ability, so we have to run Keldeo EX as well. So then we can rush in and put it in the active spot, and then with a Float Stone we can retreat for free. So that's the idea here. Lots of different Pokemon tools here, and this was really a difficult deck to build. It really was, but I've done the best I can. I may have included a few more Rocky Helmet here, or maybe another Muscle Band or Silver Bangle, but this is what we're going with. I also have, Virizion EX. I'm not sure why I included this when we have Keldeo EX, but it is here to prevent special conditions. I suppose those Trevenant Excelgor decks would still be difficult to deal with, since they could Tool Scrapper your Keldeo's Floatstone. So maybe Virizion EX could help in that department. If we could actually power up Chesnaught against those decks and Touchdown, they would actually beat the Trevenant Excelgor deck, I would think. Touchdown, do 90, and then heal 20 from Chesnaught, and it can't be poisoned or paralyzed. That might actually work. I think that's why I put it in. Trying to remember. Trying to justify this card. Anyway, then we have Jirachi EX, which I like a lot, for a consistency Pokemon just to search for a supporter. Now I'm going to throw out my standard disclaimer for these decks. I do run 2 Tropical Beach in this deck. You don't need it, but I find that it does help with setting up in these very big clunky decks. You could replace it with other stuff, but I like running it because I have it, and I'm going to keep running it because it makes my deck run smoother, and that's that. I apologize if you don't have it, but that is life, I suppose. Alright, so we also have 2 max potion. Since Chesnaught can take a few hits here and there, we can heal off the damage and make it even more annoying. Otherwise, just standard supporters. Got your 4 N, got your 4 Juniper, we got 3 Skyla, and then a Colress as well. Got a Tool Scrapper in here, just in case. And, you know, your Ultra Ball, Lava Ball, Super Rod, blah, blah, blah. We run a very low amount of energy, only 6, because we have to fit in so many tools and a big Stage 2 line and all sorts of stuff. But that is what the deck is going to look like. It's kind of a funny strategy, but we'll see if this can actually work. Let's take a look at Chesnaught in action. Gonna start with our good old buddy Chessman to start off with. And oh boy, that is not a pretty hand to open with. Oh no. So I have a Juniper, 2 Quilladin, and a Rare Candy, and a Chesnaught. So I am going to take my chances here and say, you know what? I am just going to hold on to this hand so I can Rare Candy into Chesnaught next turn. Hopefully I don't get knocked out and lose the game, but I will take my chances. Rare Candy into Chesnaught, and then we'll Juniper next turn. And we see my opponent does pass there, so maybe he doesn't have much of anything either. Unfortunately, we are a fairly slow deck, which cannot really capitalize on poor starts, so let's, I don't know, we'll see what happens. So I do Juniper away, some pretty painful stuff, to be completely honest. Got rid of the 2 Quilladin and a max potion, also an N, that's kind of a bummer. And here we're going to Ultra Ball, and we got some tough decisions on what to get rid of. I decided to get rid of a Tool Scrapper and a Chesnaught, since we have 2 Quilladin in the discard pile already. Anyway, might as well just discard another Chesnaught, since we probably won't be able to use all 4 of them in this game. We do have Super Rod to get that stuff back, but oh well. Looking back, I may have wanted that Tool Scrapper. I only play 1, and I mean, it might be useful to have later on. I'm not sure, but oh well. Maybe discarding a Rare Candy instead of the Tool Scrapper would have been a little better here, since we do have a Chesnaught up and running already. But discarding 2 Quilladin and a Rare Candy, that might come back to bite me, whereas the Tool Scrapper may not be as important. And we can see that Chesnaught here with Spiky Shield. We'll see if that comes into play here, and my opponent does pass the turn. But again, I really don't have anything to put pressure on the opponent, so we're going to go for an N here. And I do get a level ball. That is what I was going for. We can get that Ninjask into play. So we can go ahead and grab that, and unfortunately I did not get an energy to go with that, though. So I can't even Night Slash this turn. Kind of a bummer. So instead of going for Ninjask, I'm going to grab a Chespin, just in case there's an escape rope. I don't want to have to sacrifice my Ninkata there, and I'd rather just sacrifice a Chespin than evolve. We can always, you know, Skyla next turn. We got Jirachi EX to search for stuff, so I'm not too worried about getting a Ninjask out next turn. Oh man, a Tool Scrapper. So that is probably one of the most devastating cards for this deck. Tool Scrapper is a very big bummer. Discards our precious, precious tools, and yeah, look, there is an escape rope, so I am pretty happy. I went for the Chespin. I don't have to lose my Ninkata now. And, alright, I'm feeling pretty satisfied. Now we're going to have to see what happens next. And oh boy, we see 2 Shadow Triad, and we do see a Plasma Energy on the active Bouffalon, so clearly this is some kind of Team Plasma deck. And the Aspertia City Gym as well. That's fairly annoying to give the Bouffalon more HP. And we see an Eevee, uh-oh. So this might be one of those super duper HP decks where you get a bunch of Umbreon in play and give your Plasma Pokemon lots of HP. Along with Aspertia City Gym, once that Bouffalon, well, it has the Team Plasma badge on it. Once Umbreon comes out, that's going to be a mean-looking 140 HP Bouffalon. Already 120 HP because of the Aspertia City Gym. So these are going to be some big buff Pokemon we're going to have to deal with right now. And I don't know if I am equipped to deal with them with Chesnaught and Ninjask. But I'm going to try my best. I will certainly do that. Now here I have a weird spot where my supporters really aren't doing all that much. So I could Chorus for 4 or Skyla for not much helpful. So I'm going to actually go for the N in this situation. And I do not get what I'm looking for. I was kind of trying to get a Ninjask and an Energy, but that did not work out right there. So it looks like I am going to have to pass the turn yet again. I could Super Rod here, but I think I'm just going to pass. No point in putting down a Hard Charm either. Nowhere to really put it at this point. If I put it in Nincada, a Boufflant still knocks it out, since it only has 40 HP. Jirachi EX won't be saved by a Hard Charm either, so let's just keep it in case of a Tool Scrapper, or in case I find somewhere better to put my tool. But we do see the Team Plasma Ball coming out here. There is a Thunderous EX, so that's going to have 190 HP. Thanks to Umbreon and its ability that gives all Team Plasma Pokemon plus 20 HP. Right now that Lugia EX has 220 HP. That is pretty ridiculous. And alright, here we go. There's a Gold Breaker. Breaker for 60. And I hit him back for 30 damage thanks to this spiky shield. Wishing I had the Hard Charm on Chesnaught right now. Could really save him here. I'm going to go for the Super Rod. Shuffle in 3 dudes, and then get a Hard Charm onto the Jirachi EX, because it doesn't really matter where I put that. And time to Juniper. Hopefully we can start getting Ninjask going, and we do. I do not have any Shedinja in the deck, so no point in searching for one. And we're going to Night Slash, switch into the Chesnaught, and there we go. Now the Boufflant does have, let's see, 70 HP left. So, yes, I am very much regretting discarding Tool Scrapper in the early goings of this game, since getting rid of it could potentially swing this game when the opponent has Team Plasma Badge and Umbreon. But we're going to do our best to Chesnaught our way to victory and Spiky Shield. But that Lugia EX, definitely looking scary at this point, considering it takes 2 prizes, and, I mean, I can't do much to really knock it out quickly, so this is going to be painful. If my opponent plays something like Genesect EX and can Red Signal out the Jirachi, a Plasma Gale can take 3 prizes on that poor little thing. But hey, that's the risk I had to take, I suppose. As we wait to see what my opponent will do next. I assume just another Gold Breaker will be on the way, but we'll have to wait and see. Does have 70 HP left, so if he attacks me, I can Night Slash for a knockout, and looks like there is the Gold Breaker, and let's see. So I got the Keldeo EX. I could put that down. I don't want to commit another Float Stone. If both those Float Stone get Tool Scrappered, I will be out of Float Stone, and that will not be good. So I'm actually going to Ultra Ball away a Keldeo EX, because I know I run 2 of them, and then grab a second Chesnaught, so I can have something to promote after I Night Slash. I don't want to promote the damaged Chesnaught because, well, it could get knocked out by Lugia's Plasma Gale. So we're going to go ahead and get a Rock Guard with the new Chesnaught. Now here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Spiky Shield and the Rock Guard. Spiky Guard. That's what I'm going to go with here. Or Rock Shield. One of the two. Whatever you want to say. Or Spiky Rock Guard Shield. Any combination of those words. Now if my opponent attacks me, they will take 9 damage counters, which is actually pretty silly when you think about it. Just for hitting me, they take 90. So if this Thunderous EX wants to raid Knuckle for 30 damage, it will take 90 in return. And I must say that is pretty silly in my book. But that is the design of this deck. We are taking full advantage of our retaliation abilities. Just sitting there and fighting back when we get hit. That is the entire concept of this deck, and I think you can see that this deck truly does belong on Bad Deck Monday, because there are so many things that can go wrong with this strategy, but it is a thing of beauty if we actually get to deal 9 damage counters for sitting there doing nothing. Now we actually see a Tauros, which is going to be pretty devastating, honestly, because I can't really knock Tauros out in one hit. I have nothing capable of doing that. So it's attack Seething Anger. I think it's flip a coin for each damage counter on Tauros, and it does 30 for each heads. Or maybe even 40 for each heads. I can't remember. I just looked at it and I already forgot. But either way, it's going to have a lot of damage counters on it, and I don't like what's going to happen. Basically, I'm going to get knocked out. But we shall see what will happen right here, right now, as we await our fate. Will we get hit by Thunderous EX? Will a Lugia EX come out? Will a Tool Scrapper come out? I don't know. Another Eevee does come into play, which is pretty annoying, considering another Umbreon could be on the way, which means plus 40 HP for all the Team Plasma Pokemon. Lugia gets plus 60 because of the Aspertius City Gym. Ay. Oh, man, and there is the second Tool Scrapper. There goes our brilliant Rock Guard plan. And I gotta say, Rock Guard is one of the worst ace-spec cards because so many people are playing Tool Scrapper, and in multiples nonetheless. So Rock Guard, oh man, I don't know if that'll ever come into play. Rock Guard not working out right here. But we still deal 30 to the Thunderous EX, I suppose. So it's not all bad. Here I'm going to have to Skyla, I think, grab that last Float Stone so we can rush in and retreat and, Night Slash, all that good stuff. Start doing some damage. We are in some trouble, to say the least. And I think I'm going to attach to the Keldeo EX because I really can't. I don't have enough energy to really power up anything else. Again, I only play 6 energy in the deck because we're just planning on attacking with Ninjask all the time, and he's supposed to be safe on the bench. Only takes 2 energy. So I don't think I'll ever be able to power up Chesnaught because I do have grass energy in the discard pile. So I would only have 4 energy, or 3 energy remaining. Touchdown takes 4. Not worth it. Keldeo could attack, or we might need him to retreat if the Float Stone gets discarded by a Tool Scrapper as well. So I don't know. Seems like attaching to Keldeo EX is indeed the right move right there. Alright, so looks like Lugia EX is very, very angry. It has 7 energy attached, 3 of them plasma energy, which means it has lots of ammunition to use Plasma Gale. Now, if we see a Deoxys EX right here, I get knocked out by Plasma Gale. That is not good. So let us see. No, it's an Umbreon. That is almost just as bad. That thing has 240 hit points. 240! How in the world do you knock that thing out? Let me tell you, it's going to take a while. Even with Spiky Shield on our side, it's going to take a really, really long time to knock out this Lugia EX. I don't know what in the world I'm going to do at this point. We're running out of resources. Oh, thankfully, there was not a Deoxys EX, or a Muscle Band even. So Chesnaught survives with 10 HP. Hurrah! I am going to take Silver Bangle with this Skyla so we can, hit for a little more damage at least. We got a third Chesnaught into play, which that's going to help. We can then Night Slash and do 90, switching into the fresh. We can either do the fresh Chesnaught with no damage on it, or I would do the one with 150 on it, probably. Just to get rid of that one. I might need a fresh Chesnaught a little later, to take a hit from a Lugia at some point. That might be a concern. So I'm actually just going to sacrifice this Chesnaught and say, you know what? Take him. It's 2 prizes, but whatever. I actually want you to attack with Lugia so I can get rid of that thing. That's basically the idea. It has 120 HP. I want Lugia to attack so it'll have 90 HP, then we can Night Slash for the knockout and then switch into another Chesnaught. Otherwise, if I sent out the other Chesnaught that didn't have any damage on it, my opponent might just Raid Knuckle with Thunderous EX, and then the Lugia would get away, and that's not something I really want, I don't think. So I think it's time to just sacrifice that Chesnaught and accept the consequences, and hopefully we can get this big thing out of play. And yeah, there is the Plasma Gale. That's going to be 2 prizes for my opponent, but we'll get those 2 prizes right back. And again, we do have a fresh Chesnaught ready to go and take some hits. Problem is we are running out of stuff, and look, there's 150 damage on the Lugia, and it still has 90 HP left. That is just plain silly. So let's go ahead with the Night Slash. 90 finishes off the Lugia EX, and this is a war of attrition, I would certainly say. Which side will fall first? We're running low on troops in Chesnaught camp, but maybe my opponent's running out of stuff as well. I don't know. They got a lot of HP. That's what's scaring me. I did get an energy out of the prizes. I think that's the only energy I have prized. That's kind of annoying, but oh man, what are we gonna do? At least I do have the energy. Now we could potentially attack with Keldeo EX at some point if we need to. I don't really know why we would need to, but we could do that. And we do see the Team Plasma Ball. I wonder what this is going to go for. Uh-oh, another Lugia EX. Man, we got to deal with another one of those things. Ugh. This is brutal. Alrighty, so Tauros can't knock out Chesnaught this turn, but he can hit me and then take 30 damage. Right now, Tauros has, has 110, 150. It's a 170 HP Tauros thanks to Team Plasma Badge and Aspersia City Gym. Oh my goodness. 170 HP? Oh man. We see a Shadow Triad. What is that going to go for? A Plasma Energy. That's a lot of Shadow Triad in that deck. But I suppose that can be to power up Lugia once again. And I am not looking forward to that second Lugia EX, which once again has 240 hit points. Ugh. Spiky Shield just isn't doing enough. Maybe if we had that Rock Guard, then we could start doing some stuff here, but that does not seem to be the case right here. Alright. So, I gotta make some decisions here, gotta do some math here. He did do takedowns, so he actually took an extra damage counter. Than he needed to, really. Well, actually, no, he needed to do damage, I guess, so. He did takedown, and let's see. So if I use Night Slash, I would do 60, then Tauros would have, let's see, 70 left, and it's just bad. So I'm going to actually put a Rocky Helmet on this Chesnaught. If he attacks, he'll do 50, and, ugh. These Tool Scrappers are killing me, man. I can't rush in and retreat because the Float Stone got discarded yet again. Silver Bangle is gone. I mean, this is just brutal. I'm limited to 60 here. I didn't want to retreat with Keldeo because I might want to attack with it at some point. And, oh, there's an N down to 3 cards, but I did get the Tropical Beach. That's the important one. Basically, I'm going to counter that Stadium and the Night Slash for 60. We see the Seething Anger for 90 damage. And Tauros should take 5 damage counters, leaving it with 80 HP, which will go down to 60 after the Aspersia City Gym is gone. And there we go. So we got that. And we can Night Slash. Let's see, there's 90 damage on there. That should be exactly enough, thanks to the takedown from earlier. So, alright, we are tied at 2 prizes apiece. Let's finish this off, Chesnaught. I am pretty pumped at this point. I'm not sure what's going to happen. We get a prize, and Thunderous EX, let's see, that has, oh man, 110 HP. If only that Silver Bangle didn't get scrappered, or, pretty much any of my tools didn't get discarded by Tool Scrapper, that would have been very, very nice. But, doesn't seem like that is the case here. Or if I had something that could just kind of hit the bench for 20 damage, that would be cool too. But I really don't have any sort of tricks in this deck. It's just put Chesnaught in the active spot. Kind of sad, but that is basically what I have in this deck. So it has 110 HP left. No, let's see, 140 or 130 damage on it. It has, let's see, 210 total. I am actually, no, I'm 20 short of the win. Yeah, 20 damage short of a victory right here. That is pretty disappointing. But I am going to switch into the Ninjask and then Night Slash. I mean, a Muscle Band or a Deoxys EX, and I would lose the game right here to that Lugia using Plasma Gale. But, I mean, we got to take our chances right here. And I cannot believe how much darn HP is on that thing. It's so close to being knocked out. Oh, man. Alright. So we got an N down to 2 cards. Another energy goes on Lugia EX at this point. And let's see. So my opponent can't attack with Thunderous anymore or he loses the game. That's pretty straightforward. Lugia EX comes into play. And let's see. We'll see a Plasma Gale perhaps. Hopefully no Muscle Band or Deoxys. Then I would lose. Otherwise, we do survive with 10 HP, and alright, good, we do survive with 10 HP. And now, well, my opponent might run out of Plasma Energy. And if that's the case, maybe we could just Secret Sword our way to victory. We hit for 50 damage there, it only has 140 HP left. But, oh no, there's the Shadow Triad, uh-oh. That's another Plasma Energy, that means I can get hit by Plasma Gale twice. And with that overflow ability, any knockout at this point with a Lugia EX will win my opponent the game. So, that might be the end of the line, folks. I can't stop a Plasma Gale next turn. There's nothing I can do about this. It's got too much HP. And that Thunderous just barely lived. I think, what was it, 3 Tool Scrapper this game? That did me in for sure. Chesnaught, we were really close, buddy, but close doesn't cut it. We're going to lose a Heartbreaker against this Team Plasma Superpower Umbreon deck in a very, very long, drawn-out game with Chesnaught Ninjask. Oh, man. I don't think I should use this deck again. This was a very painful game. Very slow, long, and drawn-out, and just to end like that. Oh boy. Maybe I just need to fix it up a little bit though. It might be fun. Who knows? Alright, well I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will certainly have some more for you guys soon. I am Pooka from the Top Cut, and I will see you guys next time.